Breaking news, the kind of story that splits history into before and after. Today, the FBI chief himself stepped to the podium, cameras flashing, the world on edge, and dropped the bombshell nobody thought they'd hear. D4vd is innocent. Innocent after weeks of headlines branding him a monster. Innocent after fans buried him under hashtags like #Predator and #Justice for Celeste. Innocent after the internet had already written his obituary. But the twist didn't stop there. The autopsy confirmed what millions refused to even consider. Celeste Rivas didn't die from murder. She died of an overdose. The toxicology report was brutal, a lethal cocktail of opioids and depressants. The FBI cleared his name, no charges, no suspect label, no crime attached to him. Yet the moment those words hit the air, the entire world collapsed into chaos. Why? Because for weeks, we believed the opposite. Screenshots, unreleased tracks, matching tattoos, Discord logs, neighbors whispering about the smell from his Tesla. It all looked like a crime thriller ripped from Netflix. But the autopsy says otherwise. So now the question isn't just, was D4vd guilty? The question is darker. Why did the world convict him before the evidence even spoke? And if D4vd is innocent, who's really to blame? The system, the media, or all of us? Don't move. Because what comes next will shatter everything you thought you knew. The FBI chief's words landed like a lightning strike. After careful review of the evidence, no charges are being filed against David Anthony Burke, known as D4vd. At this time, he is not a suspect. Should have been the end of a nightmare. The exoneration of a rising star who had been crucified in the court of public opinion. Instead, it set off the biggest online explosion since the Will Smith slap. Within minutes, timelines were flooded with disbelief, rage, and tears. The hashtag FBI protects predators shot to the top of Twitter, clashing with #D4vd innocent. Fans who once screamed his lyrics were now tearing down posters while others dug them back out, defiantly blasting romantic homicide as an anthem of vindication. But nothing could quiet the ghosts of the past 3 weeks. It all began with the Tesla, that black sedan parked in the Hollywood Hills, reeking of death. Police tape coiled around it like a serpent, and inside the trunk, the decomposed body of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. The world gasped, and in that instant, the rising 20-year-old singer went from TikTok darling to accused predator. The internet didn't wait for facts. It built a case piece by piece, and it spread like wildfire. Leaked Discord logs were the first domino. Screenshots allegedly showed him chatting with minors, with usernames tagged Celeste Baby and Stargirl15. Some messages were vague, playful, even mundane. Others, darker. Don't tell anyone. One read. Our secret? Were they doctored? Fans debated endlessly, but the timing was too perfect. Within hours, the logs flooded Reddit threads and TikTok exposes, then came the unreleased track. A grainy leak surfaced on YouTube, a song simply titled Celeste. The lyrics, once obscure, now read like a confession. Nobody ever caught me. Nobody ever will. The beat was haunting, the delivery chilling. Comment sections erupted. This is his murder note. He literally told us. News outlets pounced, running headlines about the disturbing, unreleased D4vd track. But the most damning blow, the tattoos. Celeste's mother spoke out during a vigil, her voice cracking as she revealed that her daughter had a small black ink tattoo etched onto her finger. Hours later, fans pulled up photos of D4vd with the exact same tattoo on the exact same finger. The images went viral, side-by-side collages captioned, "Proof." He marked her because she belonged to him. Even though thousands of young people had the same design, the internet wasn't interested in nuance. It wanted guilt, and it had found it. As the narrative grew darker, whispers turned into screams. Old classmates of Celeste appeared on live streams, claiming she had once bragged about talking to a famous rapper. An ex-mod of D4vd's Discord surfaced with a shaky video. insisting she had deleted hundreds of inappropriate messages at his request. And then came the neighbor testimony, locals describing a foul stench near the Tesla for weeks before police finally broke it open. All of it painted a horrifying picture. The brands moved quickly. Hollister scrubbed his image from campaigns. Crocs pulled their collaboration. K-Uchis publicly canceled their joint track. His label went silent, his tour dates quietly vanished from Ticketmaster. Overnight, he wasn't an artist anymore. He was a pariah. The name D4vd became shorthand for Monster. And through it all, he said nothing. No Instagram post. No press release. Just silence. Every day he didn't speak. The accusations grew louder. By week 2, hashtags like #JusticeForCeleste and #PredatorD4vd had trended globally. TikTok detectives built multi-part exposes linking his lyrics, his fashion, even his facial expressions in interviews to predatory behavior. Reddit threads cataloged supposed victims. Every corner of the internet became a digital courtroom, and the verdict was unanimous. Guilty, then the autopsy hit. Toxicology revealed a deadly cocktail of opioids and depressants in Celeste's system. Cause of death, overdose. The FBI confirmed the timeline. At the estimated time of death, D4vd was on tour, his phone GPS pinging hundreds of miles away. No fingerprints, no DNA evidence linking him to the scene. The dismemberment. Done after death, possibly to conceal the overdose, but not proven to be by his hand. Legally, scientifically, he was cleared, but the internet wasn't ready to let go. Convenient? One viral tweet sneered. Celebrities always get off. How do you explain the tattoo? Another demanded. Screenshots of the song lyrics still trended, dissected frame by frame. A TikTok edit of his music video overlaid with news footage of the Tesla trunk racked up 12 million views in 24 hours. Fans screamed betrayal while diehards celebrated vindication. It wasn't justice. It was war. And then, as if on cue, a new leak dropped. A grainy audio file posted by a burner account called @CelesteFiles. The voice was unmistakable. D4vd's low, frantic, recorded in what sounded like a hotel room. She was too young, the voice muttered. I told her to stop, I told her not to. The clip cut off there. No context, no source, no timestamp. But it spread like wildfire. Was it real? Was it edited? Nobody cared. It was fuel. The FBI insisted the clip was inconclusive, possibly fabricated. But the internet didn't listen. TikTok detectives synced it to leaked Discord messages, claiming it proved he'd been grooming her. YouTubers uploaded hour-long analysis videos dissecting every syllable. Even verified journalists began sharing it, careful to say alleged, but sharing it nonetheless. Celebrities jumped in. Doja Cat cryptically tweeted, "The industry hides demons in plain sight." Billie Eilish liked a post about cancel culture destroying young stars. Lil Nas X posted a meme of a Tesla trunk with the caption, "Don't look at me. I'm just here for the music." Each reaction fueled the chaos, turning a legal exoneration into cultural carnage. Meanwhile, Celeste's family shattered hearts across America. Her mother went live on Facebook, clutching her daughter's school photo, sobbing, "Overdose or not, she's gone. And someone is responsible." The clip went viral, stitched into thousands of TikToks, weaponized by both sides. For those convinced D4vd was guilty, it was proof of cover-up. For defenders, it was tragic grief twisted into scapegoating. The FBI had spoken. The autopsy was clear, yet the world refused to accept the story was over. Because suddenly, the whispers of a new leak began circulating. Anonymous insiders hinted at a doomsday file, a digital folder allegedly containing unreleased footage, chat logs, and recordings that would blow the case wide open. According to rumors, it wasn't just about Celeste. It was about other girls, other secrets, other receipts. And then, at midnight, a chilling tweet appeared from the burner account that had dropped the audio tomorrow. The Doomsday File, #CelesteTruth. The world froze. Was this the final proof? Or the ultimate hoax? Either way, one thing was clear. This scandal was far from over. Midnight struck, and the internet held its breath. The burner account at Celeste Files posted a single Dropbox link with the caption, "The Doomsday File. See for yourself." Within seconds, the link was everywhere. Twitter threads, Discord servers, Reddit megathreads. Millions of clicks flooded the servers, crashing them almost instantly. Screenshots began trickling out, grainy and pixelated but devastating enough to set the world on fire. The file contained dozens of... Next came audio clips. Short, muffled, but unmistakably his voice. In one, he said, "If this gets out, I'm finished." In another, a whisper. "She was too young. I messed up. Were they real? Spliced AI generated." It didn't matter. The clips went viral instantly. TikTok detectives looped them over montages of Celeste's photos. The Tesla crime scene, his unreleased tracks. Every frame was dissected, every syllable treated as proof. Then came the bombshell video. Grainy, handheld, filmed in what looked like a dimly lit backstage room. A figure with curly hair and the same tattoos leaned into the camera, half smiling, half scowling. "Nobody's gonna believe her anyway," he said before the clip cut off. It was only 5 seconds long, but it detonated like a nuclear blast. The internet erupted. #Doomsday File trended worldwide. Fans screamed betrayal. Critics claimed vindication. Celebrities jumped in, some cryptically, others directly. Cardi B tweeted, "This industry dirty. Always has been." Drake liked a post calling him finished. Even Ariana Grande's brother, Frankie, posted an Instagram story saying, "We tried to tell y'all." Meanwhile, D4vd's silence became deafening. His official accounts remained untouched. No denial, no statement, no press release. His last post, a black screen with the words "I can't breathe," was now flooded with millions of comments, half begging for answers, half demanding justice. But the most shocking reaction came from inside his own camp. A former collaborator who had worked on early demos with him went live on Twitch. Tears streamed down her face as she said, "I can't keep defending him. There are things I've seen, messages I've read. I just can't." The clip went viral in minutes, fueling the firestorm. Even as the FBI insisted the leaks were inconclusive and potentially fabricated. The damage was irreparable. The public didn't care about forensic analysis. It cared about the narrative. And the Doomsday File was the perfect narrative. Messy, shocking, addictive. The fallout was immediate. His label quietly pulled his page from their roster. Spotify playlists dropped his songs. YouTube demonetized videos mentioning his name. Fans filmed themselves smashing vinyl records, ripping posters, burning merch. Others staged candlelight vigils for Celeste, holding up signs that read, "She deserves justice." And then came the betrayal that shook his defenders to their core. A leaked group chat between members of his own management team surfaced, showing them debating whether to distance now or sync with him. One message read, "He's guilty in the public eye no matter what the FBI says. We need to cut ties." Another, "If the Doomsday File drops, we're finished too." The screenshots sent fans into a frenzy. Not only was he being abandoned, but insiders seemed to confirm his guilt. By dawn, the scandal had reached a fever pitch. News anchors reported the leaks with grim faces, playing blurred clips on national television. One CNN anchor said, "Even if exonerated in court, the cultural conviction of D4vd may be permanent." Fox News ran with the headline, "FBI clears singer. Internet condemns him." 'Twas chaos, and in the middle of it all, Celeste's family spoke again. Her father, silent until now, gave an emotional statement outside their home. "My daughter is gone. I don't care what the FBI says or what lawyers say. All I know is she didn't deserve this. She didn't deserve to be a name on some file." His words struck like a knife, replayed across every channel, stitched into TikTok edits that went viral overnight. The backlash intensified. Activists began calling for a boycott of his music permanently. Hashtags like #cancel D4v, D4ever, and #justice for Celeste trended alongside #media, lies, and #FBI complicit. Camps were divided, but one thing was certain: neutrality was impossible. Everyone had to pick a side. Then, just when the dust seemed ready to settle, another shockwave hit. A well-known hacker collective claimed responsibility for leaking the Doomsday File. In a statement posted to their dark web forum, they wrote, "This is only the beginning. The real files haven't dropped yet. The world deserves to know everything." Screenshots of the post leaked to Twitter, sparking another wave of panic. Speculation ran wild. What else could be in those files? Photos, videos, names of other victims. Fans whispered about a hidden vault filled with hundreds of gigabytes of data. Journalists scrambled to confirm, but nothing was concrete. All anyone knew was that the story wasn't over. And then, at noon the next day, another cryptic message appeared on @CelesteFiles. Phase 2 drops tonight. The truth will finish him. The internet froze again. If the Doomsday File was just the beginning, what would Phase 2 reveal? Would it be the smoking gun that ended his career forever? Or the twist that proved he'd been set up all along? Nobody knew. But everyone was watching. By the time the sun set, the world was braced for impact. Midnight was coming, and with it, Phase 2. Every major outlet had countdown tickers running on live streams. TikTokers prepared reaction videos before anything even dropped. Twitter spaces filled with thousands arguing over theories. Was Phase 2 going to be a confession? A cover-up? A conspiracy? Or the one thing the internet craved most, a video that finally confirmed their worst suspicions? At exactly 12:01 a.m. the leak landed. This time, it wasn't screenshots. It wasn't audio clips. It was video. The first file showed grainy security footage from a hotel hallway. The date stamp matched the months when Celeste was reported missing. A young girl, blurred but with Celeste's height and build, walked beside a man with curly hair, slouched hoodie, and sneakers identical to ones D4vd had been photographed wearing in paparazzi shots. They disappeared into a room. The clip was only 10 seconds long, but it was enough. Within minutes, the internet exploded. That's him. That's proof. The second file was worse. A shaky handheld video filmed inside what looked like a recording studio. The camera panned past a couch where a girl's voice giggled. "Don't record me, stop." The voice in the background, low and familiar, replied, "Relax, nobody's going to see this." Though the faces were blurred, fans swore the voice was his. The internet didn't hesitate. Talk edits layered his music over the clip, treating it like a smoking gun. But the third file detonated the loudest. A screen recording of alleged bank transfers, small payments labeled with vague notes, rides, gifts, rent. One of the recipient names? Celeste. Are the amounts weren't huge. $200 here, $500 there, but the narrative was too perfect. Within an hour, headlines screamed, "Money trail links D4vd to Celeste." Phase 2 consumed the internet. #finish him trended worldwide. News channels ran the clips on loop, blurred but unmistakable. Fans sobbed on live streams. Others demanded arrests, even though the FBI repeated its stance that the evidence was inconclusive and could be doctored. The online court had already ruled. Inside the chaos, betrayal cut even deeper. A leaked phone call surfaced, allegedly between one of his managers and an unnamed journalist. "He's done," the voice said. "We've seen the files. We're not touching this anymore. He's radioactive." The call spread like wildfire, cementing the narrative that even his team had abandoned him, and still silence from him. No statement. No denial. Just a void that the world filled with its own theories. Where was he hiding? In LA? In New York? Holed up overseas? The silence became another crime. A refusal to face the music. Fans begged for answers, but all they got was static. Then came the celebrity pylon. Charli D'Amelio unfollowed him. Travis Scott scrubbed old photos together. Doja Cat posted another cryptic Instagram story. Some people don't deserve a stage. Each move became a headline, each silence a declaration. The industry was closing ranks, leaving him stranded. But the biggest betrayal came from within his family. A cousin went live on Facebook, eyes bloodshot, saying, "I told him to stop. I told him months ago. I can't defend him anymore." The clip was picked up everywhere, played side by side with the leaked footage. Treated as the final nail in the coffin, and then the meltdown. At 3 a.m., an unverified Instagram account believed to be his went live for 6 chaotic minutes. The video quality was low, the voice trembling, but fans swore it was him. "They're lying," the figure muttered. "They made this up. I didn't do this. Please, you have to believe me." Then the live abruptly ended, replaced by a black screen. Within seconds. Hashtag "Please Believe Me" trended alongside hashtag "Guilty Forever." The internet was split. By dawn, the damage was irreversible. His label terminated his contract. Streaming platforms began quietly restricting his tracks. Venues canceled bookings. Sponsors erased him from campaigns. His entire career built on viral moments was now erased by viral scandal. And yet, one question refused to die. Was it all real? Or had the internet created a monster out of shadows, stitched together leaks and coincidences until guilt felt inevitable? The FBI's chief made another statement at a press conference, voice stern. "Digital leaks are not evidence." As of this time, David Anthony Burke is not charged with any crime. The cause of death remains an overdose. But the internet didn't believe it. Not anymore. And then came the most chilling twist of all. At 11 p.m. the following night, Celeste Files tweeted one final message. Phase 3, tomorrow. The real video. Screenshots of the tweet spread like wildfire. Was there more? Was there a single piece of footage that would end the debate once and for all? The internet braced itself, terrified and hungry. Because if the Doomsday File was devastating, and Phase 2 had finished him, Phase 3 promised something darker, something final, something that could rewrite everything forever. The world leaned forward, unable to look away. And there you have it after weeks of chaos. FBI revelations, autopsy bombshells, and the earth-shattering leaks that ripped the internet in half. We are now standing on the edge of the most dangerous moment yet. Because if the Doomsday File and Phase 2 were enough to destroy everything, the whispers of Phase 3, the real video, could detonate the entire culture. Imagine one clip that could prove everything or expose the biggest setup in music history. And it drops any moment now. So ask yourself, are you ready when it happens? Are you prepared to see what the world has been waiting for? What could either bury him forever or reveal a conspiracy bigger than anyone imagined? Don't just scroll past this moment. Be part of it. Comment below with your theories. Was this all an elaborate frame-up? Or is the truth darker than anyone dares admit? Flood the comments, argue it out. Let the world know where you stand before Phase 3 hits.